Dave Allen versus Filip Hrgovic is a very interesting fight for so many reasons. Now, when this fight was officially announced, I had two main questions. Number one, do they think they're catching Filip Hrgovic at the right time in his career? And then number two, are they overestimating Dave Allen's ability to win this fight? Because I think Dave Allen might be in serious trouble in this fight. I think Dave Allen might have bitten more than he can chew. And I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. And then I'm going to give you my final prediction for this fight. For me, Dave Allen has been a decent fighter. He's been a decent boxer over the years. And as you can see, I think his best opponent on his record is David Price. And of course, before that, he fought Lucas Brown. But look, the David Price fight is a fight that showed me something that I did not know about Dave Allen before, and that is the fact that he comes unstuck at certain stages, at certain points in his career. Dave Allen cannot get something out of him to do the things that he's required to do to get over the line in certain fights. And look, in that David Price fight, he took a lot of beating. This is a fight that a lot of people thought that Dave Allen has got a chance. And look, you look at Dave Price and say maybe he was at the end of his career and didn't have much left, but he had the jab, he had the long reach, and he had the boxing ability, which I think Dave Allen does not have. So going into that fight, I knew that Dave Price was going to be a serious problem for Dave Allen, and that's exactly what we saw. Dave Allen got beaten from pillar to post in that fight, and his corner had mercy on him. They took him out of that fight, and that is probably the reason why he could have the subsequent fight that he's having so far. So his corner saved him to fight another day. But what we saw was Dave Allen taking a lot of punishment, and basically when it was required for him to pull it out of the bag, Dave Allen was not able to do so. So we can see that Dave Allen has got courage, but at some point that courage has a limit, and we saw that in the David Price fight. But you go forward there and he fought Dorian Darch, who he beat, and then he fought the likes of Fraser Clark, which is a fight that, you know, he lost. But then you go a bit further, and then one that, you know, is a trademark win is after losing to Johnny Fisher. You know, he performed incredibly well and beat Johnny Fisher in the rematch in a fight where a lot of people really gave him a lot of credit for that win. But then he lost to Arslanbek Makhmudov in a fight where people thought that he was going to beat Makhmudov. And in that Makhmudov fight, Dave Allen started really well. But then, once again, when it's required for Dave Allen to dig deep and do something out of the ordinary that he does, he's not able to do so. And that's exactly what we saw in that Arslanbek Makhmudov fight, where Makhmudov, no disrespect to him, he's, I think, European level at best. And Dave Allen, in my opinion, is British level, maybe on top of the British level at best. So it was clear to see that Arslanbek Makhmudov was superior to Dave Allen. Makhmudov, not that he's the best boxer we've ever seen. He has a decent jab, and then he has a big right hand, and then nothing else comes after that. And Dave Allen was expected to overcome the challenge, was expected to outsmart Makhmudov, but he was not able to do that. And then recently, Dave Allen beat the likes of Karim Berijan. And then now, he's facing Filip Hrgovic, who I think when the time is right for him to bring something out of himself, that he's able to do that. And we've seen that in so many of his fights. And Filip Hrgovic, for me, you know, if you look at his box rec here, right, his best win is against Zhile Zhang. Now, Zhile Zhang is a very good fighter, a tricky southpaw, hits really hard. Now, this fight was contentious. A lot of people thought that Zhile Zhang had won that fight, and the fight was given to Filip Hrgovic. So there is, you know, some decisions and discussions about this fight. However, on paper, he won the fight, and he was competitive in that fight, right? And then you can see that he faced Dempsey McKean there, and then, you know, he faced Daniel Dubois. Now, this was an incredible fight because in that fight, Filip Hrgovic had early success against Daniel Dubois. He landed some really good shots. Daniel Dubois took them. Daniel Dubois then went on the onslaught and landed incredible shots on Filip Hrgovic. And this fight showed the chin that Filip Hrgovic has. So then you ask your question, if it was Dave Allen taking those shots from Daniel Dubois, would he survive in that fight? That is a question that you got to ask yourself, because similarly, Filip Hrgovic was able to take those shots and the referee had to stop that fight. And there is something that Filip Hrgovic struggles with, and that is getting cut very easily, getting marked very easily. And Daniel Dubois was able to take advantage of that to get the referee to stop that fight. So then again, you got to ask yourself, has Dave Allen got the power and the ability to mark and to hurt Filip Hrgovic to the point where the referee or any referee in this fight will stop it? That is something that you got to consider as well. And then of course, you know, Filip Hrgovic went on to beat Joe Joyce and then beat David Adeleye. Now, to beat Joe Joyce, you have to be skillful, because Joe Joyce is not an easy night for anyone. And although Joe Joyce is very slow, he's a very tough fighter, and you need a certain ability to stop Joe Joyce or even beat Joe Joyce. And Filip Hrgovic was able to do that. And then, of course, in that David Adeleye fight, that was a fight where it came to a war of attrition. It came to who has got the biggest balls in there. And Filip Hrgovic showed that he's the better boxer, that he's the more experienced fighter against David Adeleye. Now, going into that fight, I picked Filip Hrgovic to win because I thought Filip Hrgovic had the experience. I think he's been there, done that, compared to David Adeleye, who is still coming up and therefore was going to always come on top of that. So you look at all of this, you look at Dave Allen's fight, you look at the situation with David Price, you look at Filip Hrgovic versus Jile Zhang, you look at Filip Hrgovic versus Daniel Dubois. The question that you got to ask yourself is, who has got the ability to grit it out? When the time has come for one of these fighters to get it out of the bag, who has got the ability, who has got the courage, and who can dig deep? For me, I think it is Filip Hrgovic, because we've seen it in so many fights where he's taken a lot of punishment, he's staying in there, and then he's dished out some punishment, and then he's come up on top. For Dave Allen, we've seen it in fights where when he's taken punishment, they've had to pull him out of there, his corner, and then when he's taken punishment in certain fights, he's not been able to come on top of it. And a prime example, as I made, was the fight against Arslan Bekmambetov, because if you look at it, Dave Allen, should have beaten Arslan Bekmambetov if he has the ability at that level. Because one could argue that Dave Allen has better boxing fundamentals than Arslan Bekmambetov. But what we saw there was a Dave Allen that was a bit tentative. They didn't know whether he wants to go for the knockout. They didn't know whether he wants to fight on the back foot. And it was a fight that Arslan Bekmambetov just outworked, outthought, and basically bulldoze his way into Dave Allen and won that fight. So look, in this fight, I think it's going to come to who can dig it out, who can find something within themselves to win this fight. I think Dave Allen is going to have early success in this fight, absolutely, because he's got good fundamentals. He's got good ability in terms of staying in the fight. But I think Filip Hrgovic is going to work his way into the fight. He's going to find openings. He's the more experienced fighter, in my opinion. So I think he's going to find a way to get Dave Allen to make mistakes. I think he's going to capitalize on those mistakes. I think he's going to land some big shots. And it'll be interesting to see if Dave Allen has got any answer to taking the big shot and to finding openings in Filip's attack to land something significant to change the way the fight will be going. Look, Dave Allen is an honest fighter. Dave Allen is an honest guy. I think when you watch his videos, when you see him talk, you can see that he knows his limitations. He knows what he can, what he cannot do. So I think he's coming into this fight believing that he can win. But then again, I ask myself, has he got the ability to dig it out when things get really difficult? When he's hurt, when he's bleeding, when things get hard in there, when he's getting pummeled, can he find a way to come back in the fight? Can he overturn what he did against David Price? Can he find something? Because fighting Johnny Fisher is totally different to fighting Filip Hrgovic, who has been there, he's been through top fights, and he's come through those top fights. So he's got the experience, but I don't think that Dave Allen has come through the same situations that Filip Hrgovic has been able to do so. So for me, I think Filip Hrgovic will stop Dave Allen in the latter rounds between round 7 and round 10. I think this fight goes a bit late, and I think Filip Hrgovic will grind out a win here. I think Dave Allen is going to be competitive. I think Dave Allen is going to feel like he's fighting against the home crowd, and he has to, get up and show up for the home crowd. So he's going to do his best, and he's going to put his best foot forward because he's an honest guy, and he knows what he's doing. He's a good boxer. He's sparred a lot of these guys, so he can put his best foot forward. But I'm not sure that Dave Allen's best foot is going to be good enough against a Filip Hrgovic who is tough, who is rugged, who can fight, who can dig deep. I think Filip Hrgovic will stop Dave Allen between round 7 and round 10. Guys, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about this fight. How do you see it? How do you break it down? Do you give Dave Allen a chance in this fight? Do you think he's got Filip Hrgovic's number? Do you think they are underrating Filip Hrgovic? Or do you think they believe they've got Filip Hrgovic at the right time in his career? Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about it.